it's a weird line. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
But you're going to hear
give me some time.
what you wouldn't expect, I guess, from a model.
That's good. Don't tease me too much.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear the raw emotion. Let's see.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
I hope you cry. We need some like
We try to get
dramatic.
Are y'all going to talk about the epilepsy thing at all? That's always a good topic. I think
Do you have epilepsy?
So I have normally like they're called partial seizures. So like what you're thinking of and what everybody thinks of is like it's called a Malprock seizure, and that's where you're full out on the floor, completely gone. I've only had that 3 times.
Yeah.
A partial seizure is basically what it sounds like. So I'm partial right-sided, so the entire right side of my body is like convulsing up, or like my leg will like convulse and all that type of stuff. But like half the time, like most people can't even see it, because you have to understand like how much work it takes for your body without you actually trying to come all like to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the muscles will be pulsing and stuff, but you'll like if I stand up in the middle of it and I'm trying to like walk or whatever, whenever it happens, like I'll fall. Like you'll see everything like
I didn't think people had control. Like, so you said you can get up. You can get up when you're having an episode?
No, but what I'm saying is if I'm trying to walk whenever it happens,
okay.
like I'll fall down because it's like on my right side. Like I don't have any. It's really weird to explain.
Do you have it?
Like,
do you have it like nailed down now? Is it like by diet? Because I thought diet plays a key.
I wish it was that easy. So like a big thing for me too, even with like me having like the seizures. So at first, like whenever I didn't know what was wrong with me, I had this thought process of like, which I still do. I'm going to be as healthy as I can to help kind of like prevent anything from happening. But it's so to an extent, I think that does help. Like, cause I have an autoimmune disease as well. So like inflammation, I think can also be kind of a available trigger. So you like have like a flat line, right, of like completely perfect. And then like, let's say you're not eating really good and you get more inflammation in your body. And so you kind of raise that availability for you to possibly be triggered easier. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
So yeah, I definitely try to make sure I eat super good. And then like, working out for sure, just to stay healthy in general. But like working out is actually a trigger for me. So that's like a really weird topic.
It's a trigger too?
What?
So it's a really weird topic because I'm Nicole Fit, right?
Yeah.
Like being super fit and working out and stuff has been like my entire life for like a long time. So whenever I started having seizures, especially when I didn't know it was wrong, like I thought I was going to die. Yeah, it's super weird. Like I'm having to like figure out ways to work out with the problem. So I did a podcast about that one. Y'all need to go listen to it.
Yeah. Do you forget when it's going on? Does it kind of erase your memory during that moment?
It can sometimes. It depends on how severe it is.
Yeah.
Like I'll remember up to the point, and then if it's a really bad one, like I won't remember what's going on. Like Philip will have to tell me, like this is what whatever happened.
I used to have them when I was little, and
oh really?
I was like 8 years old. I wasn't that little, but I would forget, and in the moment, my mom didn't know what was going on. I just started having a seizure, and she was like, who are you? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, who am I? And I was like, I don't know. And then I just started freaking out. And then it passed. It wasn't convulsions or anything though. It was just like me not knowing what was going on and just kind of aimlessly walking around. And I took medicine for a long time, and they just kind of went away. Yeah.
That's the thing people don't understand too, is like seizures can be like what looks like nothing to the full on. And it can like start at any point in your life for whatever reason, or like you might carry like some type of gene in your body and something in your life triggered that. And then you're able, thankfully, thank God, to get it under control. Mine didn't start until like 3 years ago, but my doctor said you can have smaller versions of that like happening and you would never even notice. Cause like now that I have epilepsy, I know like if I space out for solid 30 seconds and it's just completely like, and then you like when you kind of like, oh, like you kind of like come to like I'm possibly having a seizure, but like people don't know that like it could be so minimal. So one of my friends from high school, he's even told me, he's like, yeah, whenever we'd be chilling in the bleachers and I'd be talking to you and you would just like completely space out. And he'd be like, oh, like people do that. They're just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But that would happen whenever I was younger, but I never had a full-blown seizure. And so what can happen is you can have like a major traumatic experience in your life, and that will trigger, it basically breaks that wall down that's holding back whatever is going on. And then once they start happening, they get worse and worse, 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 worse. Then you can't revert back to what it never was. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It's easier for it to happen too. Like once it happens, it's really easy for you to get in that space again.
It's like
I hate how that
breaking
is.
bones. Like,
yeah, you're more susceptible. Or like what was it, staph infection?
Yeah.
Like once you get it, it's like it's hard to get it at first, but then once you get it, you're gonna get it easily at the gym or getting on the floor.
I popped 5 ribs at a place. This is a super sidebar, but like 2014, I used to train horses, and it was so. This is what's hilarious. This is what's just super funny about it is like. I grew up with horses and I did all these things with horses. And then like I used to manage a boarding facility. And this is where it happened. And to make a long story short, we had a Christmas party at this big, huge barn that I used to work at. And everybody was throwing their beer bottles in one of the industrial sized trash cans, not knowing like little old Nicole's got to pick it up tomorrow. So no one else is there. The only guy that was ever there was the guy that drove the tractor like once a week when he brought the hay in. And do you know what a rhino is for like a 4-wheeler?
Yeah.
It's a 4-wheeler with a tailgate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I was like twisting to like pick up this industrial site. I'm 115 pounds. So like, well now I'm like 125. But
been hitting them weights.
At this point in time, I'm like, but I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was pretty jacked. I was throwing around like square hay bales and like pellet bags of feed or pellet bags and feed bags. But anyways.
You're a country girl, aren't you?
Used to be. But yeah, I went to go like twist and put the trash can up on the tailgate and just pop 3 on one side, 2 on the other. So the long story for that was like, it's the same thing. Like however many years later, like after especially ribs, because you can't do anything for ribs. If you mess your ribs up, like there's nothing they can, like it's just good luck. Like don't turn too much. Like it'll fix when it fixes. Like that's literally how it works. They pop them back into place, but from like that point forward, once you've done that, it's super easy for them to just like constantly slip out, and you have to continue to like.
That's another thing that happens like that. Where do they go? Because I have a trainer. I go to Grit Fitness. And she just had a rib pop out, and she thought it was her shoulder, and she was like, "My I can't move my shoulder."
Oh yeah, you can't twist.
And she was just in absolute pain, and she went and found out that one of her ribs popped out. But like, where does it pop out? I thought they were all kind of evenly spaced,
so mine 3 on this side. Like, so I called my boss at the time because I put the stupid trash can on this tailgate and realized I hurt something. I thought I pulled a muscle. And then I drove half a mile to the end of the driveway, and all I could literally do was like grab the trash can and like drop it out, and then like got back in, and then I kept trying to like do stuff. I like picked up a whole nother bag of feed and was like, holy crap, like I can't move. I was like, what's going on? And I literally could not twist like more than this or this in either direction. And then I called her and was like, something's wrong. I'm hurt. I think one of the other girls that like actually owns one of these horses needs to come volunteer for the day. Like I'm done. And she's like, you don't do that. Like you don't get hurt. And I'm like, I'm hurt. So yeah. And she came up there and she pulled up the back of my shirt and she said she could literally see like my ribs like protruding on both. So they come, I guess maybe I'm not a doctor. They could possibly go any direction, but I would imagine like if they pop out, like they're connected like this, if they're released. So like mine, like I ripped cartilage and stuff like in my back, like where they're connected at, and they went that way. And then all the muscles that are aligning like your ribs, right? You're tearing all of that too. So like they went this way. God. So both sides. So I'm sure like if they're bones like this, you have to think like they're one of the only things they're kind of just hanging there. They're supported just by, so I imagine, if they popped, they could hang this way or they could crack up, like whatever. But mine went backwards. So,
dang, you must have really did some.
Yeah,
that's crazy too. Like how fragile they are. The way you're talking about them, because they're supposed to be. They're there to protect your organs and your hearts and your lungs and all that stuff. And how easy they pop just by a simple turn. That's
that
kind of
wasn't
scary.
a simple turn. That was a massive trash can. That was a full industrial sized trash can full of glass bottles.
Gosh.
You know, I thought I had it. You know,
Man, I lost a lot of weight a while back. I'm like 200 pounds right now, and I got down to like 130.
Oh, wow.
And just sitting like on the couch, my like bottom rib would hit my hip.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what is this? This hurts. And there's no like fat to like protect it. And it was like a weird problem to have.
It seems like it.
It was like, why are they able to touch? Like,
Now that you're saying that, like I can think of times whenever I'm sitting and like I can feel my rib, like,
it's a thing.
yeah,
Hit your hip.
yeah, it's weird.
It's kind of a
It
weird
doesn't
problem
hit
to
my
have.
hip. Like you're a long human. You know, mine doesn't.
It doesn't quite touch. I think I was sitting like really relaxed on the couch. I wasn't just in a natural position.
That's not natural.
We didn't do like an intro or anything to her, did we?
No, I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
I
That's
just started
fine.
talking.
But
That's all good.
we can
Hi,
say
guys.
who Nicole is to the
Yeah.
people who don't know.
You said you did a podcast.
I'm starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Eventually. So actually, my podcast is going to be called The Big Y Show. And what I'm actually doing, so with like my real estate stuff, I have a website. I'm going to be interviewing like business owners, and the interview is going to be really short, like 15 to 20 minutes at their business to help promote their business.
Yeah.
All League City, Clear Lake, Kemah, Seabrook, those areas. So, because I know my podcast hasn't been good starting yet, I'm like, how can I make this happen? Because like everybody, like you want to do something, but it's like you have to like getting it to actually
Just do
happen
it.
is a whole other thing. Like
Find
doing
time
it.
to do it. Yeah.
So yeah, I made the decision that that's going to be my funnel. So whenever I meet people that I'm interviewing, like at their businesses, if we click or I feel like they have a cool story, then I'm going to bring them on. And so, Big Y Show, The Big Y Show, I thought was kind of catchy.
I like it.
Kind of clever.
Just Y spelled out, or
So it's the capital BIG and then all caps Y Show. Kind of like, like funky looking, kind of
Yeah.
cute.
got the vision.
I do. Like I have like even the way like whenever I do my podcast and it on the YouTube videos, whenever it like comes at the screen, like the Y is gonna be all big and then like land. You know what I mean? It's gonna like hit the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm super into kind of psychology of like why people do things and how their brain works and like what drives people to do. Which there's tons of like business. Why do you do what you do podcast and like stuff like that. So there's a couple different things I want to touch on. There's one, it's the Investor Mindset podcast. Have you ever listened to that one? So I obviously want to get into real estate. So that's one. But he talks to them like how they do everything. And then at the very end, he has like well, why did you do this? And it's only like the one time he talks about it. So I just want mine to be a little bit different and not just focused on investors, obviously. So I want business owners, people in business, people that are just doing crazy things. Like what made you start doing this? And then I like to kind of analyze like what's driving you now versus what drives you whenever you started and what makes you make these decisions now versus what made you do decisions then, like kind of comparing those things as from whenever they're like younger to like now and different experiences. I just think it's really interesting.
That would be good. I think the best thing too is just to get started. Start with that vision, and then it's going to develop into something you'll never imagine. It's you know, you'll see the things you like, you'll see the things you don't, and maybe it's just a different show after when you're all done with it. You know.
So I think that's kind of like what I need to like understand too is like which I'm not super bad at being a perfectionist before I start things, but like this for some reason seems to be my one perfectionist thing. So I haven't really started it either because I'm like, I don't even know what, all the questions I'm going to ask. I don't have a list. Like, what am I going to do? And I keep telling myself, like, well, just do it and like you'll get better. So like, yeah, I need to.
That's our thing. This guy keeps me grounded because I'm 100% a perfectionist. And I beat myself up about little things, but it's really liberating just to let it go and this is just, and it's art. It's kind of art. Like whatever happens, whatever you say is said. And the best thing to do is get started and just put it out there and then you'll get better.
And then I'm scared because y'all's podcast looks hella cool. So like,
No.
Come on now.
it's organic that way too. Like, we don't do like podcast prep or something like that, or we don't talk about questions that we want to ask or anything. We just want to have like an organic conversation.
As you have the notepad of questions.
Well, like it's like, we were stalking your
Exactly.
social media. We were like, wait, what is her last name? Like, it's Nicole. We call her Nicole Fit. What the hell do we call her?
Mysterious.
So, yeah.
I thought it was Fit. I was just going to go with it.
It is.
It's believable.
Fit. That's my answer.
Or Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah.
I think it was nothing weird about having a first and last name.
No, I don't think so.
No, not at all. It's completely normal.
It's normal.
Yeah, you should do it. You're in a good area over there for podcasting, especially in realty. What made you, or how long have you been in realty?
So I actually got my license this past June. The reason I sum up really quick. So I was actually going to school for architecture. I was going to HEC, and then I was supposed to transfer to Rice. And then right in the middle of that, I started having my seizures, and I had no idea what was going on. So if you want to put yourself in some weird shoes for a second, like close your eyes and think about this, like full on partial seizure in front of like 300 people. And you don't know that it's a seizure. And so there's a couple of times in classes that I was having experiences. On 2 occasions, I tried to get up and leave the class because I knew something was wrong, or I tried to go get water. And on one of the occasions, I fell and I almost slammed my head on a table. This girl literally like saw me out of the corner of her eye and like caught me.
Shit.
And there's another one where I wasn't feeling good, and this teacher put me in another empty classroom, and then I was sitting there and like I don't remember it, but he told me, he's like, your whole body was like shaking. And then like after that, I was just like, I just feel sick. And he's like, okay, but 5 minutes ago, your whole entire body was shaking. So yeah, I was having at one point in time, I was having a partial seizure, anything from just like not feeling super good, which after you have a seizure of any type, you're exhausted. So especially the really bad ones, like I'm tired for like 2 or 3 hours. So, to sum all of that up, I was going to school for architecture. I got super sick. I got to where I was having a partial seizure every single day. I had no idea what was wrong with me. Going to see multiple doctors, all this crazy stuff was happening. And then my doctor told me, you need to remove all stress from your life that you possibly can, work or school. I'm like, well, I can't not have a job. So I guess school is the option to not do right now. So I stopped going to school, which I'm still super bitter about. And I do plan at one point in time to finish. I don't care if I'm the 80-year-old in the class with all these young kids. I'm going to do it. But yeah, anyway, so originally going to school for architecture. So real estate was the closest thing in my head that I could get to being in that realm of like building stuff, maybe flipping houses, getting into commercial. I listen to a lot of investor podcasts, and a lot of them, once you get into syndication, you can be a part of like building something crazy, like apartments and like tall buildings and stuff. Yeah. So in my head, my big FU to the world for giving me epilepsy in the middle of me supposed to be doing amazing things was I am just going to go get into commercial real estate, and I'm going to get rich enough to build my own buildings with or without being an architect myself. So,
did you suffer from anxiety? Because that's what it sounds like in the beginning when you were talking about shaking and kind of blacking out in class. Did you suffer from anxiety at all?
So that is the actual seizure. So like you shaking and stuff, because you get really like that's the actual. I do think it created some anxiety. Because whenever I can feel it, because I could be sitting here right now and then it could just start happening. Yeah. So for me, once I start getting that feeling, I do think it creates certain levels of anxiety for me whenever I'm in certain situations, or if I start to not feel good, I get very like, okay, breathe. Yeah. Like, and but yeah, I never had. I mean, I was 100% happy before all of that started. Like, life was great. So.
Do you get in the mindset like can you make yourself do it?
Can I make myself?
Yeah, when I used to have pretty crazy anxiety, I could just I can get in the headspace, and I would know when I'm there, and I'm like crap, think about something else, think about something else, or else it would just it would get into it, and then I would start kind of getting anxious.
So can I make myself have a seizure or make myself not have one?
No, get into like the headspace of it, like
almost manifest it. Like,
yeah.
I wish I knew this before I started doing my test for my seizures and stuff, because some of the tests I took, like, they're super expensive, and they don't tell you that they can't diagnose you with anything unless you have a seizure in the middle of it. So I wish I would have done a hella workout before I walked in that door. So, like, not that I ever would want to, because it sucks. It's like, I hate the way it feels. Like, I can't even explain it. But, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to sit here in your living room and show you what it looks like, I could,
I did not want to see
do some jumping jacks. Like, I can't do cardio like I used to. So, like, if I hype myself up enough, probably, yeah, because, like, it's your central nervous system. That's all where it triggers. So, like, yes to lights, yes to sounds, but, like, the sound today could bother me tomorrow, like, and it doesn't now. You know what I mean? So it's just really weird. But, like, if you put a loudspeaker right next to my head, like, that type of stuff. And then, but yeah, like, if I want to induce a seizure, if I did a good leg day, half the time I usually end up having one. Like, I will go to the gym and work out and do leg day knowing I am probably going to have a seizure, but I'm going to freaking do leg day, and it's worth it because I might have a seizure anyways. So why not get a good workout in?
That's intense, that workout. I would assume the workout and the physical fitness does the opposite for you. Like, you would be able to control that a lot more
Later. But so I have changed the way I work out. So, like, I used to be super functional lifting weights, like jump on a box with like a kettlebell, throw it up, come back down, do a squat. Like, that was like the way and then, like,
that's like CrossFit, right?
Kind of,
yeah,
but not quite as crazy as CrossFit. Like, CrossFit scares me.
Yeah.
So I just, like, I would do standard, like, weight lifting, and then throw something kind of like that in there, like in between the superset, or like maybe at the end. Like, I was like leg pressing like 320 pounds before I got sick. So I was doing very well. But now I have to take really long breaks in between each set. I can't really do cardio anymore. So to sum up a very long answer to your question, let's go to the gym.
Let's do leg day.
So, like, we'll see how long I can make it this time. I did actually start Pilates. I know that sounds super girly and weird.
Oh, that's good.
But I just started Pilates, so we're going to see how that works.
That's good. I used to be all about just flexibility and cardio. And I started introducing strength, and I had no idea it was missing. It's really good to have that.
To have both.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
When I was super, like, just lifting weight, I was not flexible at all.
No.
It was bad.
Yeah, you can get pretty dang.
You did Pilates?
I actually did. I did on the Reformer.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Because, like, his classes, or the classes that I'm taking, like, they don't move as fast, and you just kind of, like, work with the reformer itself, so you're like holding it, I guess. They do have some cardio classes, though. I saw them, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Have you jumped, but the jump plate on?
Yeah,
and do all that?
I watched them do a jump one. She's like, you could do that, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll check it out.
It's not as intense as, like, what you were doing, jumping on the boxes and stuff with kettlebells, but I think maybe the HIIT training got you, right? Like, high intensity interval training is like that. You probably just need to do long drawn out workouts, because that stuff just keeps your heart.
But you know how annoying it is to work out for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But, like, I have to. So, like, and as much as that sounds like it's a fix, like, and not to keep, like, well, this doesn't work. So anything axial loading. So if I do, like, chest press and stuff, I can't explain, like, have you ever been depressed?
Oh, yeah.
Super depressed. And in that moment that you get super, super upset about, it feels like you're being drained. Like, your whole body, like, gravity is pulling from your head down.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of feels like that. So if I do chest presses, it's automatically just like,
oh man,
cannot breathe, and everything's just, like, pulling me down. If I do compound movements, so, like, squats with a bar, like, it's really weird. There's a list of things that I'm just like, I'm gonna fall to the ground.
So
it's crazy.
What does your diet look like? Do you eat a lot of, like, wheat, carbs, things like that?
I tried the keto thing.
Well, not keto, so I'm not going keto.
I was like, I tried that. God, we were, like, so off topic today. I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
You don't have a topic.
Yeah, no topics.
I I eat pretty, I mean, like, I don't know how much you talked to Philip about our diet, but like, we're almost paleo.
Yeah.
Like, we have nothing in our house out of a box except for like sometimes like rice cakes, you know, snacks, like snack pack pudding. That's about as like, you know, that it kind of like packaged as it gets. Outside of that, it's like fruits, you know, potatoes or rice. We do have bread. I love English muffins. English muffins are my thing. But it's always like meat, vegetable, potato, meat, vegetable, pasta, meat, vegetable, bread, something like that. So there's nothing processed. I'm extremely clean. Like, have you met Mike with Lean is it Lean RX? Why can't I think of it right now?
Lean RX. Is that the?
He does the DEXA scans.
Is that the oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me look it up really quick.
Is that the muscle composition?
Yeah, but he does.
Is that the guy that was at Philip's birthday party? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's an older gentleman, but he's super jacked.
Live Lean RX. Yeah, he's super jacked.
Yeah,
and tan.
He is very tan.
Yeah, we know that guy well.
We're obsessed with him.
He's coming on soon.
Oh, there you go.
He doesn't know it. But
he did my he did my DEXA, and like he can see like how clean your body is. And like he straight up told me, like, and it made me feel really good about myself. He's like, I don't know what y'all eat, and he's like, but you have like one of the cleanest, like it's like your liver and stuff, like stupid clean. Like he can tell whenever you eat, like you probably eat processed foods.
Yeah. You
probably drink a lot of alcohol. You probably like, he's like ridiculously perfect. And I'm like, thank you.
Thanks.
So what you were saying, your feelings are like when you're doing the compound movements. For me, when I was suffering from intense anxiety, when I would do squats or lunges or those compound movements, I would feel like I'm getting lightheaded a little bit. So I would go down and I would come back up, and like thinking back on it, probably nothing was happening, but I would feel like I'm about to pass out. Is that what similar to you?
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of draining.
Yeah,
and then my leg will like start shaking.
Yeah, exactly. Weird. When I cut out pasta and bread, I promise you, it went away. When I cut out sugar, I don't know if you drink a lot of sugar, but when I cut out, yeah, so I did that too. So I didn't drink any Cokes, but I would drink the creamer in my coffee, or I would go overboard, but I would have like 3 cups of it, right? So it'd be a lot of creamer. When I cut all that crap out, doing squats was completely normal.
Do you think it's inflammation that's coming from like what's in
from the sugar?
I don't know what it is,
or even just like the wheat and the carbs. And
I think it is. I think carbs are good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I eat carbs.
The right carbs.
Yeah, the right one. Like you said, you eat potatoes. That's good. Yeah, but like right now, I'm off the deep end and I'm eating kind of shitty right now. And I was doing squats, I guess Tuesday or so, and I could feel that again, like creeping up. And I'm like, shit, like it's happening again.
See, because I wanted to like work on like maybe like breads or something. Like not doing that. We don't do pasta a whole lot, and when we do, it's like that veggie pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, most of our pastas are all like veggie. So the only thing I really like, maybe the breads.
Yeah.
Really only have Splenda. Sugar-free pudding is like my dessert option. But I'll have to try that because I don't know. That's interesting because I know like, as you know, it's like specific body types where, you know, like everyone that's like keto is like keto's for everybody. No. And I'm like, no, it depends on your chemical in your body. You know what I mean? Like, because I tried keto. And not regardless of keto, like, because you do have to hit like that certain state in order for you to not feel like crap. And if you don't hit that, then you will feel like crap.
Yeah.
But even recently in the last couple of months, like I've even noticed, like if I have something super high fatty, I feel like crap.
Yeah.
And whenever I do have like a decent carb ratio with like my protein and stuff and like my fats are really low, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Like all the time. And I lift really good. I have lots of energy and stuff. So for me, it's like, I have to find that perfect, like, okay, I'm going to take those things away, but still have carbs.
Yeah.
So I have to try it.
I think
what we can do.
The triggers that I always see is like what he's saying, wheat and grains like that, just filler food, because they really don't have a lot of nutritional value in my opinion. Dairy. And I'm going to get into this crap, whatever.
I'm a milk person.
And then meat. Meat has things too. I was going to ask you post a lot of pictures of animals. I'm so surprised you're not a vegan. Elephants and things
I don't think I'm just gonna be honest. I'm sorry to any vegan followers.
Fuck you.
I don't think I could ever be a vegan. Ever.
The fake. I need to walk off officially.
Yeah, we got.
No, it's like if you want to be a vegan, that's great, and I completely support it. But like, I will probably. I don't think I could do it. I couldn't do it.
No, it sucks.
I think I could. I think I could probably get away from red meat and only eat chicken or fish. Like I very rarely, like as much as like if you see my Instagrams, like I'm super good. I can cook a mean steak, and I'm not being like, whatever. Like
we can go to battle on that.
Okay, like let's have a steak night. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So I'm serious.
Good night.
Do it. I actually had a steak competition with my cousin's husband when we were in Arkansas, like mountain bike riding and stuff. Yeah. And they were all very impressed.
That sounds like some shit that go down in Arkansas.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, so like Philip loves red meat and like he could eat it every single day. I'm very like I want like a steak once a week, burger once a week. That's it.
I can eat it every day. Like if my wife let me eat steaks, I'm going to go ham on it every single day. But she likes chicken and pork and all that stuff. But I feel better if I'm eating like maybe a salad, like a clean salad, not with like ranch dressing and a steak. If I eat that consistently for about a week or two, my body like I sleep better and I feel more energetic. But the minute I start having potatoes or stuff like that,
it's heavy.
Yeah, I just start feeling sluggish, and that's how I feel now.
My body's not
I need to get back to eating that meat.
Damn potatoes, man, get a bad rep.
Why are you eating like crap? What's going on?
Because I'm not running right now, so I'm using that because I got.
He opened the door too. Well, he opened the door one day a week, and then one day becomes two.
Yeah, it was your fault. You want to get fucking pizza all the time.
I'm doing Whole 30 right now.
Yeah, for a whole 30
Have you ever done Whole 30?
No.
I'm doing it because of Courtney, but I felt miserable I'm on day 7 now, but after day 6, it's just like, I'm feeling good. I'm like calm. Yeah. Cause we're always trying to get up. We're trying to do a coffee. We're eating sugar. We're always on this high. And then when you kind of take the processed stuff out, the sugar out, the weed out, then you'll get down to a certain level and you think it's abnormal. You're like, crap, well, I'm lethargic. I shouldn't be here. But then you settle in and you're like, oh man, I can think stuff out. You know, when I need to use some energy, I have it. And I think that's where some of this anxiety and stuff comes from. We're always just on this high and stimulated. We're always stimulated and we're not used to not being stimulated.
I can tell the biggest thing I can tell with, like if I'm eating clean is when the alarm goes off at 3:50.
You get up.
Yeah, I get up, and if I'm eating shitty, then it's a snooze. Like that's how I know. Like so, it's been consistently a snooze the last like 2 weeks.
Time to clean your diet up.
Yeah, it's time. After tonight, we're gonna.
I'm gonna message y'all later and be like, I'm taking the bread away.
Yes. All right, if you do it, then we'll do it. We'll hold each other accountable.
So we got to wait till we get through the bread in my because I just went to Costco. There was some money spent.
Yeah.
You know, like,
you're going to go through
after.
You're going to go through withdrawals, man. It's like all this stuff, dairy, wheat, all that stuff is like a drug. So even coffee, as you know.
I'm not a big dairy person. The only time we have dairy is like if we put like a slice of cheese on like our burger.
Yeah.
So for the most part, like what you're talking, like with the processed stuff, like I think I'm pretty, like I'm trying to like the wheat stuff. I should cut out like a cup of coffee or 2.
Well, I think I'm doing black coffee because I can't do anything else right now.
What do you think about Splenda? I probably should get rid of my creamer.
Those fake sugars are weird because they're saying that your body, you know, it doesn't process it like sugar, but it doesn't know what to do with it. So it's messing with like you're not neurological, like you're getting
Yeah.
I don't know if you read about that, but like Diet Coke, all that fake sugar does something else. It may not make you gain weight, but it's messing with you like neurologically.
What's that Netflix documentary on fake sugar? Is it What the Health?
No.
One of those. It's one of those with fake sugar. Basically, if you're like people, they compare Diet Coke with like regular Coke. You might as well drink. It's healthier drinking a regular Coke than it is the Diet Coke.
See, y'all got to talk to Philip about this whole Splenda fake sugar thing because he's got a whole.
Well, there's a story for both, so it's just
there's a spectrum. Like y'all, I mean, obviously y'all are doing it. Y'all are doing something right. Y'all are both healthy and look good and all that stuff. So
Power couple and shit. But,
yeah,
you know.
I like y'all's videos that y'all post.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah. So you help Philip on his, so Philip, it's OTG. His name's not Philip. His name is OTG.
And for those of y'all that don't know,
Felipe.
OTG came on the podcast and
Episode 3,
Nicole's his honey bun.
Yeah. Power couple.
Power couple.
That's so cute.
I like that.
Couple goals.
Yeah. Couple goals. Hashtag couple goals.
A couple of goals.
Y'all, so you've been helping him more and more on his social media posts.
I mean, he's definitely got it down now. I know whenever we first started dating, like getting him to do a video, God forbid, he hated it.
Yeah.
And now you watch him and it's like, he's like completely like, oh, this is 100% normal. But like, and he's going to kill me for saying this. We've gotten screaming matches in the middle of the gym for trying to get videos done because like I would be sitting there videoing. I'm like, okay, go. And he would be like, this is so stupid. Like I feel stupid and weird. And I'm like, you have to do this. Like you need to work on your Instagram. Like, and I don't know if he even remembers this, but like whenever I like OTG Fitness wasn't like Instagram was like hardly there whatsoever. And then I was like, you need to do videos of stuff. Like we need to get this done. And he'd be like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, this is important.
Yeah.
This is really important. But yeah, now he's like got it down. He's better at videoing than I am now.
He's getting good.
And now he's a professional. He has his own little minion following him around.
What was his name again?
Lucas,
yeah.
Happy birthday, Lucas.
Oh, happy birthday.
Shout out. Lucas gets a lot of shout
He gets a lot of love, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Lucas is amazing. He's an amazing human. He's an amazing creature.
Was he at OTG's party?
No, he's in Colorado proposing to his now fiance.
Okay.
Damn priorities aren't right, are they?
Yeah. Should have been here.
Yeah, we need to bring Lucas on next.
Tell him to, throw some shade at Philip.
Yeah.
Philip is getting better at the videos. I started watching. He did one on I don't know, I forget what the content was, but he was walking through the parking lot of OTG, and then they were like panning in, and he was like, the lighting was good.
Yeah.
Super good.
Lucas did that, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Lucas has done some real estate videos for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
They look really nice, and now I'm addicted to it. And so my friend, like, she'll go with me to do videos where she's like holding the phone, like her little like way of panning. Like I have to show her. I'm like, from your elbow and twist.
That's like Mike.
Don't
Sounds like
do
Mike.
too much. And it's like, I'm very grateful to have someone that will just go with me to even like be there for that.
Yeah.
But like since Lucas, I'm like, I don't want
I'm going to take Lucas, please.
Just take Lucas all the time.
Yeah.
He's only getting better too. Like y'all are, the more stuff y'all do, and he's gonna just kind of be catered to y'all's the way y'all want things, and it takes a lot of time to do this crap.
Clients too.
Yeah.
He just did a video for me for like my social media stuff for like my intro for my website.
Nice.
For like my business page, so I'm super excited.
Yeah. Philip's got a good look too. Like he should like doing.
So cute.
He should like doing the videos because he's got like this natural pretty boy,
Suave.
but he's swole. Like he's like he looks like he shouldn't be as big as he is, but he is. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Because he's so pretty in the face. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
You can tell he's an introvert though. He's breaking away.
He's away, guys. Huh?
He's breaking away from being an introvert.
He is.
Isn't he?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he remembers this. Like, if we bring it up, like, he'll be like, "Oh yeah," but like, you would not believe. Like at the beginning, like I was the one behind the little phone camera, getting him to talk, and he would get so aggravated, so mad. Like we would get in arguments about it, and then like, I remember one weekend it took us 3 days to get through one video because it was just like not happening, and then like. It's kind of cool to go through these things like with your spouse, like with their business like growing. Most of that stuff he kind of like does on his own now. Pretty much all of it he does on his own now, actually. But it was just kind of interesting to watch him blossom into this. Yeah, he does videos easier now. Like I get in the camera or in front of the camera and like with Lucas and like me trying to make a video and I'm like da 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 da. And then I'm like, okay, well, Philip does this so easy. And then it makes me more nervous. I'm like, damn it.
That's when that perfectionist doesn't need to be there so much because it works out a lot better when you don't worry about what you're saying. Yeah. But John's very good at just taking like maybe 2 takes, maybe 1 take. And he just knows what to say. And I have to kind of plan it out a little bit more in my head because we do like the teasers and we actually plan those out and execute them. These are just, open conversation, but
Chilling.
you do your YouTube channel is pretty cool. I saw you did like a burger video. How is that? Like preparing burgers, right? And grocery shopping, those videos.
See, I'm super chill about that. That doesn't bother me because I'm just like cooking and just like talking and like it's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like super, I don't know. Maybe I just like to cook.
Y'all are getting better at those. Like Lucas is bringing in those
It's
burgers.
All Lucas. It's all Lucas.
All these things are showing up.
Talking.
Yeah.
And he has his little things panning in and out. And I'm like, damn. And then like the video, I'm like, Lucas, you made me look pretty. Like what's going on? Like
Come on
I
now.
look really nice. Like, hey.
I like
your
stance on social media. Like like every other month or something, you come out and like, listen, boys, I'm still with Philip. Like,
You have to.
I was like, you're setting the record straight for all the people that are probably in your inbox.
It's just annoying. Like, leave me alone.
You get a lot, right? Because you're attractive model in Houston.
Thank you.
You're posting pictures and bikinis and stuff like that. So I imagine your inbox is pretty filled up with creepers, right?
You know what's kind of weird though is like, okay, so how like you have message request. You don't have to open them.
Yeah.
And then you have primary and you have general. And so I've always made it a point to like respond to everybody. Yeah. Even if it's just like hurting what they say. And so a lot of my like followers are like, it's so cool you actually like respond back. And so I've kind of trained my followers, if that sounds right, to like they know what I won't put up with. Yeah. And so like newbies, if they're in my message request and they straight up start off the bat with something like gross, I'm like, I'm just not even going to open it. Yeah. And then if I start to kind of get more, and Philip does not like taking photos, believe it or not. So like we hardly have any pictures together. So like I never have anything to post. So then people are like, oh, she's probably single.
She's single.
And I'm like, no, I'm not. So
you know all those memes of like, she must be single, and it's like the guys like jumping in the pool over and over again. That's probably what it's like for you.
Yeah. So like I have to post it I have to find a picture from like last year and post it to my story.
Like Photoshop them in. The lighting's totally different.
Yeah. Nobody's going to believe me. They're like, you're just using that. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah. It can get really annoying, but I don't let it bother me. I just don't open the messages anymore. But usually I will have people like, they'll try to play coy for a little while. They'll just like heart my stories, and then I'll like heart the reaction just to be nice. And then they're like, hey,
yeah,
how you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hello. I'm fine.
That's what creepers think, like, oh, she liked my message. She fucking loves me now. You know what I mean? Like, she wants to be with me.
I'm like, no, I'm just a nice person.
That's tough. So you're a model too, and then you put out bathing suit stuff and things like that. How was the beginning of that? Was that hard to get out there initially with all this body stuff going on?
So was it like uncomfortable, or was it just hard to like grow my Instagram, or like?
No. Like I guess mentally, was it like your first post putting something like that out, and you have your friends and like they see this come out, and I don't know how long ago this was when you posted your first thing.
It's 2016.
Okay, so it was a long time ago.
5 years now.
You know,
a while back,
because we're doing the podcast, and we know people that know us as not podcasters. So same thing with like modeling. You put something out there like that, and then it's like,
what are you doing?
What are they? How was the reaction when you first started doing this?
Oh God. Okay, so not that I wanted to say this on the podcast, but it was. I've been married and divorced. I met the person I was married to when I was like 17, fresh out of high school. I was with him till I was like 20, almost 22, 21, 22, 22 and a half, actually, sorry. And the divorce was for a very good reason. That person was a psychopath. So, and then just to kind of make things more clear, like my parents didn't really let me do too much when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I never really went on dates, like nothing. So then the first boy I met, I was like, oh, cool.
Marry me.
Yeah. And like, he was interesting because he like traveled with work and I got to go. Yeah. So like people are like, why would you? I'm like, I think I fell in love with the fact that like we went places and I was 17.
Yeah.
You know,
just so different.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh, you're not my parents.
Shock. Yeah. And then, so I had them kind of keeping me in that little bubble. And then he was actually kind of the same way. Like I had to be within his bubble. And then like I wasn't allowed to do certain things, and I didn't know any different, so I didn't know it was a problem until I got older. And then I say like I grew out of him, if that makes sense. And then again, he was kind of a psychopath.
Was he older?
No, he was like only a year older than me. But he, not to get too explicit, but he's just that super like with what they make movies about, abusive.
Damn.
But like whenever we first started dating, he wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So over time it became that way. Yeah. And then like his maturity level just stayed there. And then I grew up, you know, and he didn't like that. So, to kind of explain or to answer your question, like I came from a really like protected bubble. And then when I got my divorce, I was in 2016. This is what's hilarious. Actually, I do have to tell the story. So, I was selling my wedding dress online. And this, I didn't know he was a photographer yet. He answered the, oh God, there's crashes in the back.
Oh God.
Golly.
Hope that's
Sound like Stone Cold's entrance song. I just see him hitting beers.
Yeah, there's beers flying in here.
Yeah.
Courtney comes in there. All
right. Well, hopefully no one's hurt.
Hopefully everyone's okay.
All right, continue. Sorry.
But yeah, so I got my divorce, and then I was selling my wedding dress online. And a photographer answered the ad, and he was like, hey, like, what size is the dress? Do you have any pictures of you wearing it? Just so I could see like how it flows, whatever. And I was like, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then I was like, why? And he's like, well, I'm a photographer. And he's like, sometimes like we have girls that just like, I want to put models in the dress to apply for like magazine stuff, or like for me to practice shooting, and I can have it in the studio. Like sometimes girls want to rent it just to like take pictures in a pretty dress. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
He's good.
So like, sent him the pictures, and he's like, okay, weird question. Would you like to model it for me? And he's like, I'll buy the dress and I'll pay you. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I want to submit to magazines. And I was like, that's a thing. I had never shot with anybody my entire life. I was like, what is this? What is going on? I'm like, this guy's weird.
Sound like red flags to me.
Yeah, it's weird. And so, but like in the industry, like this is completely normal. Like you hire people to take photos of them. And like, if you want to submit to magazines, you hire a pretty girl, you get a nice dress, and like you, basically you create this like inspiration board, and you get people to bring in flowers and vendors and makeup and all this stuff, and you do it a thing. So we did the whole thing. So I got remarried to a fake male model for my first shoot ever. And then
in the wedding dress.
In my actual wedding dress. Which I thought was kind of hilarious because my like new fake boyfriend husband was so much hotter than this one.
Oh man.
But yeah, anyway, so that's how my modeling started. And then I've always been pretty fit, especially when I was like 21, 22, 23 years old. Like I've always been pretty like not sculpted, but just thin. And then I don't really remember what my actual first bikini shoot was. I do remember the first time, like somebody saw the tattoo on my back and they're like, dude, that'd be super cool. Let's do a shoot with that. And so that's the first shoot that I ever posted. Was the full blown like,
oh yeah,
I just got a divorce. I'm gonna have fun.
Fuck it.
I never. Thank you. Fuck it. Like I've never got to go out and have fun. I've never got to do it. You have to like my parents kept me in a bubble. My ex kept me in a bubble. So I didn't get to be 18, 19, 20, 21, have fun like that. Everyone had that while I didn't. Yeah. So by the time I was like 23, I was like, I'm here, bitches. Like, you know what I mean? So I was really nervous. So I posted, and it was completely covered. It just showed like just my back and the tattoo and everything. But because I was shirtless and you could see my back without a bra line, like people lost their minds. But I was super nervous. But I've kind of grew out of how do I put this? It kind of took me finding myself and realizing like, all of the people that might make fun of me or hate on me for posting this is exactly what I'm trying to get away from my ex. And like people trying to like somebody trying to hold me down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was super nervous for my first one. And then obviously with Instagram, you have like the super creepers. Everybody's like heart, like.
And that's confidence.
Yeah,
so then you're like, oh, it worked.
Starts to go up.
Love the dopamine.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, it's cool. And then, then the cool thing happens is you start to get hired for bikini shoots, and you're like, okay, I'm an actual swimsuit model now. This is really interesting. And then you really get that whole, like, this just is what this is. Get the hell over it. Like, if you don't like it, don't follow me.
Yeah, I'm making money now. So
yeah, exactly.
That's my job. What do you want me to do, guys?
I was a full-time, like, paid my rent model.
Really?
For over a year. Yeah.
Wow.
And then not to get too much into that industry, but you do kind of become an old face in your town, if that makes sense. Yeah. And unless you move to like LA or Austin, maybe, it's really hard to get work.
Okay. You're in you do too much work around and you're just the model, and then they need to get someone fresh.
So that does happen. You get people that are like, oh, I've shot with you, or I've done this, or like we submitted or whatever. And like some people will do like return, and they'll try like different things or whatever. And you'll get hired for different. So like I've done, where's the bottom of this thing? You get hired for a lot of like stand around and like pass out tickets and stuff, and like look cute, and like Patron will like hire you to wear their t-shirts out at like events and stuff. So that's really cool. That's like a side of it people don't really think about. Like you get hired to be like a visual model for an event and stuff. So that's pretty fun. Yeah. That's cool.
Have you been asked about any sketchy stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People will definitely try to push your limits. It really worries me though for like girls. Like now I've become that protective mother. Like I want to do like model workshops just to teach girls like don't do these things, and like don't let something pass your ear whenever someone says something. Like you need to pay attention, because I have been put in super sketch situations. But then like people ask you to do things, and for some reason in my head I'm like, why do you think that's okay? But like what you think is sketchy and what I think is weird, like there are people that are okay with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like you'll get, especially I call him guy with camera, and I might get hate for this, but like there are men out there that like to pretend they're a photographer just to get you to take pictures with them. Yeah. And I'm like, and I have to, and I've known this since the very beginning. Like look at their photos. Like, do they look like they're actually into photography and they're actually trying to make something with it, and like they actually care about it, or are they just snapping a picture of a girl with a swimsuit on, or you know, bra or whatever? Like there are boudoir photographers, like real boudoir photographers, and there are boudoir. You know what I mean?
I can imagine it could be just an icebreaker for people to, you know, talk to pretty girls. But the thing I see is like, hey, come over to my house, we'll do a photo shoot, and then some girls may not be able to say no. Like, so you take a picture, like, all right, take this off. Now take this off. All right, now take this off. And they can feel pressure, and they're like,
You have to establish like what your line is in your head before you go anywhere. And then just a standout rule that I've had for forever. This has always been my rule. Like I wasn't even in the industry for like a long time yet. Never go shoot with somebody at their house, especially. And I never did like
That's
ever.
Like rule number one.
Rule number one, unless you've shot with them at least once or twice, you get to know them. And then like, even then I still don't like going to people's houses. Like the only photographers I've shot with at their house, I think I had been shooting with them already for like months, like multiple shoots had already come across. And then here's another thing, like ladies, boys, time is money. Like, get paid. Yeah. Like, I hate people are like, do you want to just shoot for fun? I'm like, no, I don't.
Pay me, fool.
Like, why do I don't want to just come to your house and just take pic. No. Get somebody else. I'm kind of rude. What is
Instagram or social media in general done to your psyche? I imagine it probably boosts your confidence.
It's kind of weird.
But there's got to be some negative effects to it, right? Because you probably get a lot of hate mail too, a lot of hate messages from folks. There's two sides to it, right? There's two sides to women. One side believes, you know, body, this is our body. We need to love it no matter what. And then there's another side. There's another side of the fence that are like, oh, we're going to fat shame you. You're not perfect, all that, you know. So how does that affect you?
It's super, super twisted, and like you'll see stuff like that. And I've actually had a number of posts about this. Speaking of social media and like how it kind of like it makes you feel, like I used to post, I treated it kind of like my blog. And like I would put like, and I would have people like, oh, it's super interesting. Even Mike from Live Lean, like he read some of my stuff. He's like, you're a damn good writer. He's like, holy crap. And he's like, seriously, he's like, you need to write more. But it's like 1 in a million that actually read your stuff. Yeah. And then you realize that, and that makes you feel really like, oh, y'all are just here because I'm in a swimsuit. Thanks. But then there's like 2 parts that like tailor it. So I do have a level of followers that I can tell actually pay attention. Because I'll say certain things on my story, or like I'll post something and it might reference something, and then they'll ask me about something that happened like a year ago in regards to that situation. I'm like, oh, you actually paid attention to that. Yeah. Crazy. And then you have the people like, you know what, just for podcast hilarious sake, I'm going to give you, like, you have people like this, and like, more power to them, I guess.
It's our profile.
More power.
Curiosity with John and Mike.
More power to them, but like,
don't call them out.
I literally
put that ad.
But I literally
put that ad.
Put that ad.
Oh man, you're getting too into this shit.
I get the same comment on all of my photos, and sometimes it's really depressing because it's like I actually write something and I'm thinking like, oh, people are gonna read this, and then you get something like, okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know what to expect.
Dun, dun, dun. And like, I can literally be writing about like
curing cancer.
Yeah. And nobody would even know. I found the cure to cancer.
Hey, everybody, here's the code.
All right. I can't. You know what's really funny?
Say it in their voice.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Say it in
I don't know what their voice is.
No, but
we can
you
try
have
to
you probably have an idea.
You know what's really funny?
Hey.
I'll have to find this. I'll find
just
the
douchebag voice.
Video.
Hey. Hey.
I'll find the Facebook video. I had Philip, like, we're sitting in the car and I did a Facebook Live, and then he read my Instagram post like this for like 12 of them.
I gotta hear
It was
this.
hilarious.
I gotta hear Philip actually do it.
We gotta make Philip do another one because he's so just like, you know how he is. He's so just like
monotone.
He just reads it like he's reading a fucking dictionary.
He's like, I'm fucking stupid. All right, what else? What's for lunch?
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I need a second.
Okay, wait.
You gotta do the douchebag voice.
Yeah.
Your version.
There's
though.
just no way I can even do that and read this. Like I'm struggling right now. Just
okay,
reading this
just get
on
it out,
camera.
I guess.
In front of your beauty, sometimes I think I am struck by hallucination for the complete absence of a minimum imperfection.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. And I feel really bad because I'm like, these people love me, but at the same time, I'm like, really, bro? Like, with that comment.
What picture did that person comment on? Do the camera. Yeah. Oh, great. So read the comment again.
Oh no, I got more. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear another one. That was pretty deep. Those are the type
that was really
ones,
good, actually.
Those are the type of ones that we never get, and and I wouldn't know how to respond to. How do you
jelly, bro?
Do you have to like one up it? Is that a one up?
Thank you for your kind.
What if you just say K? Oh, that'd be a bad one.
Yeah. Your grace is so light that in the air it could make any evolution, like an imaginative kite. Oh wait, here's this guy always posts the exact same thing.
Wow.
Okay, this one. Irresistible, stunningly, silkiness, porcelain, generous, desire, sexuality's cheapliness, God is heart.
He comments that on every picture?
Everyone. It's like he's a copy and paste. I don't know.
Could you see them at home? They're like, this one's going to make her cry.
And you know what he was?
You know what I mean? Yeah,
this is
one
getting
good.
better.
So he put that comment on this one. Okay. And I'm not even just like, you know, like, some girls do have like OnlyFans Instagrams, and they do put like "play with me, daddy." Like, you expect them to comment like that on those posts. Like those girls are asking for it. Yeah. Like this was the this is what he's commenting on.
Oh wow, you really read on that one, huh?
So yeah, sometimes I do try to actually talk about stuff, and I was like, I wasn't able to fully work out from about December-ish up until around May due to my seizures and other symptoms that may come without a full seizure, etc.
Oh no.
I feel like a lot of people would just give up, would just say, screw it, screw being healthy or working out. This is never going to work. I have to say my workouts are the only thing that continue to make me feel like a normal person. Without them, I would have fallen into that deep feeling of I'm weak, I'm a child, I can't do anything of value, blah, blah, blah. Have to remind myself While I may not be the strongest I've ever been, I could be so much less if I had given up. Cheers to never giving up and telling the world to piss off with its BS. So that's,
that's good. That's really good.
That's what somebody, and he's irresistible, stunningly.
Well, they don't read. They're obviously not reading, right?
No.
They're just, oh, she posted again. I'm going to copy and paste.
Or just like damn girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the damn girl.
But not like, it's not, the post isn't even about the picture.
Yeah. And so like, when it comes to like the social media stuff and like how it messes with your psyches, like on one end, you do have people that support you and actually pay attention and like they comment, but it's like few and far in between. And then you have people that like you recognize like that's just what they're there for. And it's social media. That's fine. And then to better answer your question, social media does such, I actually struggled with this like through last year. And especially for females. And this is something I talked about in my videos a lot. Like last year, I made videos. We were going to do, my brand was Resolution U. I was going to make an online membership for like health and fitness. And like, it was a lot of mindset stuff for people to work through. And part of the mindset work was like relieving yourself from social media, or at least putting it to where it's not 100% of you and like what you think about. Cause like the way it does affect you. And like, let's just talk about girls, and like, coming from me, like, I'm sure some girls are going to be like, look, you can't say that. Of course you can say that. You're a model. Like, this is just truly how I feel. And if you don't like it, I don't really care. But here's my aspect.
Oh.
So, we're in a world where, like, being fit and going to the gym and everything is, like, the hot thing to do right now. You know what I mean? It's not just about being healthy, but at the same time it is. So, like, in my head, I've always gone to the gym to be healthy and to work out so I can look good for like later. And if I get a cute post out of it, well, now it's like, now I'm Nicole Fit, so now I have to post that I'm at the gym too. So like, but I felt kind of weird because like, if you look at my early gym post, I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm at the gym. Yeah, cool. And like, here's my muscles. And I got to a point where I was feeling insecure about myself because I was seeing the girls that get comments are like, their pants look a certain way. Or, you know, to be quite honest, they are wearing sports bras that show pretty much everything. And not only do they show pretty much everything, it's like a push-up bra. So it's like you're going out of your way to not only show everything, but to make it look better, to just go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then now it's like these girls have full-blown makeup on and everything, and they're posting their videos with them doing everything. And if you're like the fit person where like your job is to do that stuff, I can kind of understand, like, you want to look good for your videos, but at the same time, like, it's even people where that's not their job. I don't know. I feel like it's been made a requirement for you to look 100% to the nines to just do certain things, where like as a human, you should just be able to go do that without having to worry about what you look like. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
So yeah, social media in a way, like especially like Instagram, TikTok, like it kind of messes with your psyche. Like it can make you feel super insecure. So like myself, like I'm a lot better, like even recently, because I have made it to where like I just post and I just get off of it. I don't continue to scroll. I used to let myself like compare myself to other females. I mean, all girls do this, or like anyone who might be in a relationship. Like if you see, like, I know the type of girl that my boyfriend is interested in, you know, like I'm the type of girl he's interested in, and he's discussed with me the things he finds attractive. So whenever you see that on Instagram, you're like, oh, like, well, what if he likes that better? You know what I mean? Like, that's really, and people are like, well, don't be so insecure. And I'm like, don't be unrealistic and act like people don't have human emotions. Like that whole world of like, just put yourself out there and be perfect and be everything you want to be, and don't be insecure, and don't, you know, you have to be 100% confident. I'm like, y'all are creating this stigma of like a 100% person that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And you're making it abnormal for people to have feelings, and you're making it abnormal for people to go to the gym and sweat, and you're making it abnormal for people to post a selfie without a filter. So like, in a way, social media has like helped me, because it's helped me like find myself and like grow and like build up a lot of confidence. But I did go through a period where I was like, this makes me feel like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, I did a lot of videos where I talked to girls about like, you know, like if you want to put makeup on before you go to the gym because you want to look good and like it makes you feel good, then do that. But if for a second you're doing it because you want to make sure, you know, so-and-so is looking at you, or you're posting it for whatever reason, like you're going to the gym for the wrong reasons. And that's a very small snippet because I'm in the fitness industry, or I was for a very long time. It could be just anything else. But like, you start to find social media is a filter, which everybody knows this, where people just shine like the brightest and happiest and prettiest little things.
Yeah.
But if you only want to post the things that make you happy, that's fine. But don't create situations just to post them. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, perfect sense.
Like
that's what you get into, though. Like when people post all the time, they have to be consistent. And what I was going to ask you, did you get into that like one up mind frame where like, because everything's measurable by likes and comments and things like that. So you get a big reaction with a certain way you do a post. And then you find yourself posting something a little lower of grade, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't get as much. And then you're like, all right, well, I got to one up until I, you know, I want to get more reactions. And then next thing you know, people are like OnlyFans and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that definitely happens because like you feel like you have to feed the beast.
Yeah.
And I went through that, like, kind of like I said, like that point where like I was feeling kind of insecure because I didn't feel like I was good enough. Because like nothing I posted ever got me to like the 100K followers. Nothing I posted ever got me to that point. I was like, well, why is this not working? Like, what else do I have to do? And there was a point where like I started shooting more like, okay, it all has to be swimsuit. It all has to be boudoir. It all has to be lingerie and sexy. Because like I was trying to feed that and my Instagram was growing. But then like my adult part of me hit me and I'm like, what am I actually getting out of any of this? And I'm like, I'm getting likes. To an extent, like I was getting a lot of work and like paying jobs and stuff, but it's like, is this actually going to be my career? Is this going to be like what I want to like do for forever? So like you definitely get this high and then you definitely get to a point where you're like, I need to do better than this. I need to figure out something else. I need to go crazier. And I do think that's why a lot of girls get into like OnlyFans. I mean, some of them might just want to make money and they're cool with it, but that's fine too. But, yeah, you definitely get to a point where you're like, you're just shooting and you're just doing things just so you have an Instagram post. And I got that to that point for a little while and I'm like, this is stupid. This control me.
It makes you feel weird. I know that
really
there's
dumb.
girls that like went and worked out legitimately and then one day, you know, took a little clip. And then next thing you know, they're taking more time trying to get the clip right. And then they're out of time. They need to leave. And then they're next thing you know, they're putting makeup on. They're buying new yoga pants and tops. And then they're just going to the gym to get the clip and leave. And you know damn well they're not doing reps because they're going to sweat out all that makeup.
And this isn't like, and I feel
At least I
I'm
do.
like, again, I'm going to get like, some females are going to hate on me, but like, I'm not trying to be that person where it's like, you can't look like whatever, but if it controls you, it's just stupid. Because I did notice too, like I got insecure going to like my own gym. Because like,
Oh, no.
there were girls like Philip's gym and like they wear super cute stuff. And I'm just like, if you look at my like my Instagram photos, like I wear leggings and like a tank top. And then now I'm looking around and these girls got like matching sets. And then they got like a little sports bra and they have that. And I'm like, I'm in like t-shirt and like shorts. I'm like,
Is it a fashion show? Is there a fucking gym? Like,
I'm like, but it makes you feel really insecure. Like it really shouldn't, but it does. Like sometimes you can't help it. And then at the same time, you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. I don't care. Doesn't make, like you only feel insecure for that moment. And then you're like, okay, well, that's just stupid. And then I felt better about myself in the situation because then I saw, it was funny. I saw, I mean, it's just like anybody, they deal with insecurities for a minute and then they're kind of like, okay, whatever. But, this made me feel better. So I was actually at...
Hey, get like right up on this bed.
Sorry.
You're talking about good stories.
Yeah. I was at 24, I was at 24 working out and then I walked in the, so I'd already been working out a little bit. I came down into the, like dressing room area, went to the bathroom and I went to go fix my ponytail. And, across the corner of my eye, I saw this girl fixing her makeup. And I'd been all over the gym for at least an hour. This was one of those days where I worked out for like it was a leg day.
Yeah.
Leg day is a solid 2 hours. This is before I started getting really sick, like solid 2 hours. And like, I know I hadn't seen her at all up there and she was doing her makeup and I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then, like, you know how you notice something and you don't think anything about it until after you start seeing the situation and you're like, wait a minute, what? So she's putting on eyeshadow. She's putting on lipstick. And I was like, cool, like whatever. Walk upstairs. And then she follows me upstairs. I was like, okay. She proceeds to the little leg rack, pulls her leggings up, you know, fixes her hair in like the mirror. And then she starts doing squats with like, I mean, maybe she can't do much weight.
Like 2 pounds, but she's showing that ass, huh?
Yeah. And then like the way she was doing her squats was very like, she had her head on a swivel every time she did her. I'm like, you're going to break your neck being that low. Like with the bar like this. And you're like, I'm like, do you need help, honey? Like, do you need me to correct your form? It's just a weird thought process. Cause then I remember I was like, did you just put on eyeshadow and lipstick to come work out? I'm so confused. Oh. And I'm over here like with like my braid and all sweaty and gross looking. And it was for a split second, I kind of looked at the mirror and was like, oh, like I look like crap. You know what I mean? I was like, that's so weird.
I think there's a lot of pressure on girls, on women.
There is.
To look a certain way. And I guess that's what I was trying to say earlier. Maybe I didn't say it well enough. Is like women, they back each other. Like it's okay to be fat. Like it's okay to be, hey, we just love your body. And
they fat shame you.
Yeah. Well, and then it's even like they push the dad bod. Like it's okay like to have the dad bod. But someone like you or someone who, has a good body, takes care of themselves, they'll probably hate on you because you're actually there to work out. The people that are going there just for the glamour shots, they don't take it seriously, and then they'll hate on you for looking the way you do. You know what I mean? Like, it's very complicated for women, more so than men, because men, they don't give a shit. We just show up in a tank top and shorts and we get our thing done.
But not all men.
Oh, here we go.
There's men that do this now too.
Okay, I thought you were trying to talk some shit.
Women feel like they're in a constant state of competition, though. Like there's no like, and I think it's just kind of a way, like you're kind of raised into it, but you have to admit it's kind of like it's the beast feeds itself.
Yeah. And
no offense to you guys, but like guys feed that reaction as well, because like who gets more attention? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so like, but it is kind of weird, like what you're saying. Like girls will be like, oh, women power and women this and women that, but like, which normally when I meet girls in person, I don't really get into any kind of combat with another female. There have been times where I'm like this chick's not very cool, and it's like 9 times out of 10, if she doesn't have an attitude, like I don't have an attitude. I'm a very chill person, so like even if a female's super pretty, as long as she's nice, I'm like cool. But you do have those girls where like they're pretty and you're pretty, so they automatically hate you.
There's a competition, right?
Yeah. Automatically, like you walk in the door and they're like, I fucking hate you.
I bet you they're intimidated. You have to almost prove yourself. Like you starting the conversation,
out of your way
like
what is
this bitch doing? Yeah. And then you get to talking and there's she's cool. So you're always having to like kind of prove yourself in a weird way to say you're not just what they think you are.
Yeah, which is really hard with social media. So like the whole shaming thing, like I have not a whole lot, but in the past I've had girls like comment on my stuff like, oh, you just think you're so whatever. And of course they have that private Instagram where like you have to follow them back
where I can't get you or talk shit back.
Like I'm
always, I have to look like your address.
I'm always just curious what they look like. And you know it's so funny saying like Philip, you should hear the way he says this. Whenever somebody messages me something mean, he's like, I'm just so curious. Like, how does their mind work? It's so funny, but like girls are so, it's so hard to explain. Girls are so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually not super cool. Like, I'm an advocate for like support everybody's body and love your body. I'm not an advocate for being unhealthy.
No,
that's the thing I don't like.
That's where.
And so I have gotten some like pushback from people because I have made comments like, and this person was like 300 pounds, and her comment wasn't like, be okay with your body and love your body. Her comment was like, it kind of centered around like being healthy doesn't matter, and like y'all, she kind of went to the extreme of saying like healthy people and skinny people are wrong for pushing being healthy on everybody, and they think they're so much better and blah 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 blah. Like you don't have to keep posting your healthy stuff. Basically, my existence is fat shaming you.
Yeah,
it's kind of how she put it.
Yeah, well, that's like, what the world is.
Jesus Christ,
that's what it's coming to. It's like getting. Man, I don't want to say it, but it's
You hurt somebody's feelings by not even saying anything.
Yeah, it's almost, I guess it can trans into, you can't just not be racist. You have to say, I hate racist. If you don't say if you just say I'm not racist, that almost makes you racist. So that's kind of the same thing. Path. That's kind of the same thing with weight. Like you posting pictures, in bikinis or being skinny is like you're fat shaming people, like you were saying. It's getting to the point where it's not cool to be healthy anymore. You know what I mean?
It's cool to be super unhealthy, and I'm not okay with that. Like I will 100% come at me, bro. You know where my Instagram is. Like I'll say it right now. Like being unhealthy is not cool.
Yeah.
Like being in love with your body, and like this is what I told like a lot of people, like especially when I was coaching. I always got the question like, how do you find the confidence or motivation to work out whenever you're overweight? And I'm like, or like, how can you do all these things or whatever? And I'm like, I completely agree and think that you have to, even whenever you're overweight or unhealthy, you have to find that love for yourself before you become fit. Because if you don't, you won't be able to keep riding that path to become healthier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you won't be able to get there. So like I 100% like completely love yourself. Like you should at all times, because that's the only way you can push yourself to get through certain like journeys. But this whole like being unhealthy to a certain point where like it could really seriously hurt you is now like cute. And I'm like, I don't understand why they're feeding that to people. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like I have very unhealthy people in my family, and that's one of the reasons I got into fitness.
Yeah.
So
but
yeah, I think we kind of strayed away from your question. I'm like still
I don't even remember the question.
It's a hard
Nope.
I'm like it's a hard answer. It's a hard question to just one answer it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to females and like how the way social media does things. I could write a full 10-page paper with different sections on the effects of social media to just girls alone.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird. There's definitely goods and bads. And I have had girls follow me and like my stuff, and then like, oh, you're so cute in my messages and da da da. And then like over time, there's two things that have happened. They were like, yeah,
I hate you.
that has happened.
Yeah, I can see it evolve into.
She's like, fuck you, bitch. You just think you're, and I'm like, I've never even talked to you. Like, I don't even know who you are. And then I've had another girl, she was liking all my stuff. You're so pretty, blah, blah. I was like, thank you. And then she's like, can you please tell me how you got I'm not gonna give this person a shout out. It's for a brand. They're like, can you please tell me how you got this brand job? And I'm like, oh, well, they just called me. I'm sure you could reach out to them if you wanted to model for them. And she's like, can you please tell them to reach out to me? And I'm like, here's the brand info if you want to call them. And she's like, well, you need to give me his info because I want to do it too. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I worked for this. What's the matter with you? Like, you know how many years I've been modeling to get said brand to notice me? I'm not going to be like, hey, she's going to model for you because she said so. And that's just like super rude to me. Like girls are weird.
Jealousy is tough.
Girls are weird.
With that, going back to that fat shaming thing, I think the only real thing we need to do is not make fun of people for being fat.
We need to not make fun of people for anything.
Yeah, for anything.
My heart hurts. Right. Like that's a super sore subject for me. Like my heart hurts.
Of course.
When I see somebody being like.
But for someone doing good, it's not, I don't think it's affecting someone else, but it's in their head and it's jealousy, I think. Yeah. But definitely no shaming of anything. Yeah, I think you're right.
How could you possibly make fun of someone that's trying to lose weight? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
I see when larger people or overweight people are posting videos of they're doing workouts or they're running. I love seeing that. That makes me feel good. Cool. Or like if we're running in the park or something and there's someone who's obviously trying to get better, even though if I never see that person again, like I try to like give them a high five. I'm like, heck yeah, to boost their confidence because that little one act of kindness may be all they need to like, I mean, this is extreme, but maybe they're thinking about committing suicide. You know what I mean? And if someone who's skinny gives them a boost of confidence, maybe that's all they need to keep going. Those little things, help people.
Say healthy, not skinny.
Well, yeah, healthy,
Yeah.
healthy, skinny.
Slightly overweight. I like to give a little compliments though too. I always think, maybe I'm not talking about bigger people, but just people in general. They could be just having a shit day.
Yeah.
Just throw them a little compliment, and it just turned their day right around.
I think that's.
I love doing that.
You never know who you're being nice to or making smile.
Yeah.
And it can, like anybody could be like in a not good place. I'm like emotional right now, but no, it's just really cool and can like help somebody out, and you don't know that you're doing it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So I've had those moments when someone was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Thank you." And I've been that person too. When I walked up to somebody and was like, "Hey, do you need help with this?" And like at the gym, and like I've had someone literally like break down. They're like, "Oh my God, you're so nice to me," and like, and I have like, y'all are so kind for thinking I'm cute, and you're so pretty, and you're talking to me, and I'm like, yes, like this is what
I'm a human.
This is what humans do,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you look like you looked confused. But it's so crazy, like what people think whenever you do something little like that. Like it like makes people's day.
Yeah.
So
just the little things can go a long way.
Just being nice, right?
No, yeah, just being fucking nice to people.
be a good human.
We're so antisocial now with social media. So like when you have interactions like that out in the world and someone's nice, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like nice interactions are turned into a heart. Like that's being nice now. You know, that's what like.
What's super weird too is like you have like social media, and like I've had people like see me in the mall and they recognize me from Instagram, and I've never met them, and then they'll be like, "Hi, Nicole," and like I'm like, "Oh hi," like I don't really know you, like.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they'll message me. They're like, "I was not expecting you to be so nice. Like you're such a kind person." I'm like, what was I supposed to do when you said
be
hi?
A bitch or what?
You should be more of a bitch. Give them their expectations.
Yeah.
Away with you.
Be gone.
Grovel at my feet. That's funny. I wonder if it's just an Americanized thing, like
To be rude.
rude, you know, like accepting people that are overweight or, you know, kind of pushing that narrative. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I've never been to Europe or anything, but I hear people talk about like when you walk down the street of other countries, you don't see that. You don't see people being rude.
Have you been to like Italy or Switzerland?
No.
So I'm supposed to go in November, hopefully with COVID and all this bullcrap. But I'm actually going to be in a like European pageant.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, let's talk about that.
Really
what the hell? How'd you get in that?
They actually so it's Miss Continental. They messaged me and they're like, "Hey, we're looking for participants from America. We need Texas people. We have these different people lined up from Texas. Would you like to try, to be a Texas person?" I was like,
Hell yeah.
yes.
You're like, yes.
Practicing your ways.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I've never done anything.
You got to give your
I was like,
speeches.
why on earth did you pick me? But I mean, there's a couple different people you have to like fight against, but
Really? You took them out?
took them out.
That's
I can
awesome.
see her, like her talent. She's like just squatting 300 pounds, like, ah. And they're like,
She's throwing hay.
Interesting.
She's throwing hay bales and bag of feed everywhere.
Oh my God.
bottles of glass,
Wheelbarrow.
trash cans full of empty bottles.
That was a good time.
Hold on. So
time.
you go in November and it's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the grand prize?
It's Miss Continent. You get like to travel and all this cool stuff. You get like little prizes.
That's cool.
Here, I'll show you.
They're pretty locked down right now, right?
I know. That's why I'm trying to not be like, this is all the things I'm doing and this is what's going on, because I'm really
You have your
like,
doubts.
I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna actually happen.
Italy's pretty though, man. That's not a
be
bad place to go, or Switzerland either.
So the point was like Italy and Switzerland. Whenever I hear people talk about the food, it is so clean.
It's different.
So clean. And they're like, even their pasta is cleaner. And I can't understand it. And they're like, you won't understand it until you like actually eat it. But like, even their bad foods are cleaner than our good foods.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
There's people.
why they're so healthy.
There's people that
They
like
have different
import.
standards. Yeah.
Yeah.
They import their food here and they don't buy like the pasta like you're saying here, because the pasta here is garbage.
There's things they're not allowed to do.
They don't.
All.
They don't like eat like we do either. I think they eat like maybe once or twice a day rather than however we eat 3 times a day, and then we got to have snacks in between and all that
I
shit.
mean, I eat 5 to 6 times a day.
Well, you work out, so it's a little different.
But you could do like smaller portions too.
Yeah.
So like I don't eat like unless you put a pizza in front of me, in which case my stomach magically grows.
What kind of pizza you liking?
Oh, here we go. We can't go a podcast without seeing what kind
Bringing
of pizza.
I
love pizza.
She's very happy though now.
She's like, well,
Dopamine.
pizza.
Okay, so normally I'm like some kind of like buffalo chicken type person.
Oh,
or like
what is
salami. But like I like adding like salami and pepperoni and like chicken and all that stuff on like one pizza. And then however, there's this place in Seabrook. Y'all are gonna have to go check it out next time you're in
I know it.
area.
If it's in Seabrook, I know it.
Midnight Slice.
I don't know it.
Fail.
I know it.
Pizza place
I
over
know
there.
it.
I
Absolutely.
know everything. I got the Seabrook location down.
Are you a ranch dipper? You like the ranch?
Just my crust, and sometimes the pizza a little bit, but like I want the pizza. I want to taste the pizza.
Yeah.
So Midnight Slice has his, and I'm totally Midnight Slice.
Yeah.
Midnight Slice.
I'm gonna have to go there.
I don't know why I don't
I'm
know
giving him a
this.
shout out
You
right
need
now.
to.
I know Waffle Co. and all that. Is it by Waffle Co? Seabrook?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, is it over there?
It's right behind.
Got to be
that
hidden
area.
over there.
Yeah, it's hidden. It's like by the little houses. But yeah, they have like a cheeseburger pizza. They have like Doritos,
This is
chili.
Doritos Locos Pizza.
a Frito pie pizza.
That's a Frito pie pizza. Actually,
No way.
There's like this like Jamaican me crazy pizza, like Jamaican jerk.
A Fruity Loops
And so,
pizza.
yeah.
put
So
cereal on.
basically, to put it pretty plainly,
Go.
it's kind of like a bunch of like, pot smokers.
Oh,
Type of
then you know it's good pizza then.
Then you know it's really good. You know,
Yeah.
like it's definitely like you're gonna smoke something and you're gonna get hungry and you thinking of all these weird things.
Yeah.
Like somebody had to be high when they came up with their menu, and the guys running it are all very like.
You can't be eating that shit if you're going to Miss Continental.
I know. Like actually, I
can't
haven't thought like April 30th. So
She's
like
doing the dates. She's like, I got time. I can do it.
no, like I have actually been thinking. I'm like May, June, July. I've been because like I'm looking back to my comp prep.
Yeah.
So like I need to be a little bit. If I get skinnier now, I'm gonna be too skinny. Honestly though, like kind of what I said earlier, I just got to where like hopefully I can start like working out regularly with the Pilates thing.
Yeah.
Because if I work out, like I don't have pizza all the time, especially Philip. Like it's like a once every like 2 to 3 weeks thing. So as long as I work out and I get my protein in, like I'm not worried. Like I'm good. I'm fine. I eat pretty good.
When you have pizza though, one time, then you have it shortly after, don't you? All right. Say you wait the 3 weeks, and then you eat the pizza, and then somehow you eat it on Monday, and somehow Wednesday's pizza too.
It like opens the door.
I wish it was like that. No, I
Pretty
hate
good.
to be that person, but me and we're kind of.
Who's the one that ventures off the reservoir more? Is it you or?
usually me. We keep each other grounded though. It's pretty good. So I'll be like, I want pizza, and then we'll do that, and then yeah, it usually happens like once a month. I'm like, babe, pizza.
Time for pizza. Does he ever say no? He's like, nah, I'm not feeling it, or is he like, I'm gonna?
If it happens more than once a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be
he's like, hey.
Yeah.
Gotta cut that shit.
Yeah.
Do you do?
I think the last time I had donuts for the first time in months when we went to like Arkansas. There was a Krispy Kreme, so we like made it a point to go to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't eat like crazy bad foods. I go to people's houses and they have like cake or pizza or something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I have some.
Yeah.
Please, just all over her face.
I have a few.
Yeah.
Barely.
Please.
Yeah.
I get the like pizza craving. Yeah.
That's what happened when we went to your house for Philip's birthday party.
Yeah.
You had what kind of cake? It was like chocolate cake.
Yeah. My
God damn.
it was so good. What?
Do you remember?
He ate so much cake.
Someone bought, like, you gave me one.
What did you say?
And then someone came and bought me another one. I was like, well, fuck.
He brought you mine.
Oh yeah.
He goes, don't mind if I do. And he was just stuffing his mouth. So he ate 2 big pieces, not regular pieces.
I can't, like I was telling
He
me
fell
and Mike.
asleep on the way home.
No, I did not. I was driving, bitch.
He was in his car seat.
His car seat.
I'm really good. Like
one.
not, if I don't go around it, then I'm good at just not going in general. But if I go and it's around, I'm gonna fuck up.
That's how I am. So that's our rule. If you don't buy it, it's not tempted.
Yeah.
So like things like that do not enter our house at all. Like I'm serious. We have sugar-free snack pack puddings, chocolate rice cakes, and then I found these amazing like coconut crisper cookies. So they're like
I've seen those.
like with the little chocolate. That is it. As far as sweets go, that's it. Because I am the type of person where like I cannot control myself. Like if there's something there, I'm gonna eat all of it.
Yep.
All or nothing, right?
Yeah, all or nothing. Yeah. Like it's gone. So that's just our thing. Like if we make a rule, we've had this, and even before Philip, like I've never just had stuff in my house. When I get my sweet craving, I'll go buy like the 1 serving thing and I'll eat it and then I'll be done. But like it's just not in our house. It's like once a month we go get our pizza, maybe every couple of weeks, and then like. Yeah, that's pretty much it. No. And then when we go to like events or something, if people have cake, and I'm like, I'm getting that. And then Philip and his high horse, he's like way better than me. He's like, no, I'm good. I don't want any. And I'm like, you're going to share it with me, bitch.
He's like, peasant.
Yeah. No. He's like, I don't need that. I'm like,
petty food.
And I'm like, be human with me.
Yeah. Live a little.
Seriously, like be fun.
You're the bad. You're the bad one.
I am.
I tried to not.
I'm the more fun one too. Okay.
I don't know.
He's the bored one. One. I'm the fun one.
Yeah, maybe that. I tried to go on a cruise and not drink, and like within 30 minutes, I got told by Courtney that I'm not being fun. That's just the shittiest thing to say. I'm trying to be strong. A cruise is all you do is drink on a cruise and eat. But I was like, I'm not going to drink this. 30 minutes in. You're not being fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not being fun.
And then 30 minutes later, you just passed out.
30 minutes later, she was passed out. So
I'm just like, I just know I'm going to be the only one drinking. I'm forever my own drinking buddy.
Phil doesn't drink? Not at all? Wow. I don't remember that.
We're kindred. Yeah, we talked about it. We don't
remember
drink.
it, though.
Yeah. I don't drink a lot. Like, I'll go out, like last night, me and my friend Alyssa went out, so that was cool. But like, it's like a once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'll go out and drink. But that's pretty much it.
What are you drinking?
I've had beer from Philip's party in my fridge since Philip's party.
Damn,
that's how much I don't drink. So
yeah, beer's kind of tough to drink though.
I mean, I can just sit down and have a beer though. Like if I'm like outside chilling on the porch or like whatever, like I don't. If I decide to do it, like I like Dos Equis.
Yeah.
I'm a Dos Equis person. Otherwise, it's vodka water.
Beer makes me immediately feel fat.
Yeah,
like right when I drink it, I feel fat.
But if I have crawfish or something, like I want.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things that, from the past.
Yeah.
Just you think you need to do it. Like I can't go in. We were talking about Nobi with Philip, and it's very hard not to have a beer in there because I just. That's what I do when I go to Nobi. It's like I don't even know if Nobi's good without drinking the beer with the food. So
it's like when you go to your mom's house. It's like doorway theory. It's so freaking nuts.
Doorway theory.
The second I walk in that woman's house, I make it a point.
You're a little girl again.
I make it a point to eat before I get to her house.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, like, speaking of, I need to go visit you, Mom. I'm sorry. Like if I'm driving around, I'm like, you know what? I'm close to my parents' house because they live in Alvin. So now it's not a super far. I used to live in freaking like Midtown, Katy. I used to be super far. So anytime I was in Alvin or in that area, I'm like, I should go see my parents. But yeah, I'll either make it a point to eat before I go over there, and then I'm still somehow eating all the damn food in the house, or I get this weird little, like, if I'm driving by and I'm like, I'm hungry, and then I'll call her and be like, Mom, I'm coming over. Have y'all eaten yet?
Is your oven on? I'm coming.
She'll be like, well, we already ate. What do you want? And I'm like, that's right. She's like, would you like me to cook something for you? I'm like,
duh.
You know it.
She puts you in the oversized, like, high chair.
My mom,
bibs you
my
up.
God.
Yeah. Pajamas and everything.
Ask Philip, like, my mother, if you are hungry, like, if you even state you're hungry, like, So she's super famous for a few things. So like her lasagna and her brownies are like the two, like
Hands down.
Bell is ringing all of my brother's friends just like somewhere there's a lasagna being made, and then they just show up. But yeah, it's something she's super good. So I hadn't had her lasagna in forever, and the last time that they had it, I don't remember why. I didn't get to have it, and they didn't even tell me about it because I guess they thought I was busy. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't invite me, and I gave her the like mom daughter like,
Yeah. What the hell's going on here?
yeah. So she knew she was in trouble. So like the next week she called me. She's like, I'm gonna make you lasagna. I'm like, that's right. So
That's pity lasagna. I don't want that lasagna. I want last week's.
So anyways, it was so funny. Philip describes it so much better than me. Just like his mannerisms are awesome, but like I'm not going. It was a pan like this big.
Damn.
It was
Oh my gosh.
huge. But yeah, that's just my mother. Like whenever you come over, she wants to feed you, and she's super good at it. So like the second I walk into that woman's house, I'm hungry. It sucks.
But-
and she has all of, babe.
Is it Phil?
Yeah. Say hi, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil. Why am I calling him Phil?
What's up, Phil?
Trying to shorten it.
Is he on speakerphone?
Hey,
What's up, dude?
what's up, man?
We're just talking to your boo thing.
Oh, how's that going?
It's going good.
She's talking crap.
Yeah,
She's talking a lot of shit, dude.
really? That's what I figured.
She said you're the reason that
I
y'all
wouldn't
cheat on
expect
your
any
diet.
less.
What's that?
I said I wouldn't expect any less.
I think we're getting close to wrapping up, so she should be home pretty quick.
I mean, I didn't even know she was coming to see you guys today.
Is that awkward? She said that, and I was like, man, Mike and I both told her, like, you probably should have said that. That's a little weird, isn't it?
It's all good.
Not between me and him. We're super just like, oh, this is what I did today.
He breaks through the window and kills me and Mike.
He's super.
Are y'all like on live right now?
Yep.
Like, on air?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're recording. We're not live, but we're recording.
Well, I knew what you meant.
We didn't.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
that's good to have you on again.
Yeah, man, it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
He's the first person we had on twice.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, tell them about my mother's lasagna real quick.
The lasagna
Yeah.
My mom
or the brownies? Which one?
Oh shit.
You can only
he
pick
knew.
Dang,
one.
he knows
Like,
the
knew.
staples.
He knew.
it's hard to fit it. It's hard to detail both. So you got to pick one or the other.
I mean, just the size of that lasagna pan. I mean,
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have ever been to someone's house where there's like a family of like 8, but she brought out a pan that was for a family of 20,
God,
and it was pretty great.
that's awesome.
with those
And then I
brownies.
just got to throw the brownies. They come in there as well. So
He wants the
Yeah.
brownies.
Yeah, he really likes the brownies.
You could tell.
I'm telling you, next level,
Do they have burnt corners and sides and stuff? And gooey in the middle?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
dude, the gooeyest.
The
Yeah, for
gooeyest.
sure.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my god.
it's good talking to you, buddy.
All right, man. You too. I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Yeah.
You have a great day.
Definitely. You too,
Oh my
man.
God, he's gonna
OTG
get-
Fitness,
Yeah.
like and subscribe. He's like, that's his ender.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later, man.
All right, later, man.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I was gonna mess with him and be like, you can't just let me have anything, can you?
He wanted to be on the show too.
Yeah, he knew.
You have to steal it all.
I love that guy. I'm a big fan of his.
He's kind of awesome. Kind of.
So,
He's cool.
how can people follow you? Or I guess what's the next? So, Miss Continental, that's
Yeah.
the big thing coming up.
Yeah.
What other big things are you doing?
Okay, so I have my podcast that I am gonna start.
Yes. What's the name of it again?
Can hold me accountable. The Big Y Show. I just got my real estate stuff moving full force. So if you're an investor listening right now, I'm in Clear Lake. So that's going on. I don't know. I just got a lot of random stuff going on.
How can people get a hold of you?
Nothing super major. I'm kind of boring, I guess.
Well-
Damn.
Hold on. Where do you plan on going with YouTube? Like you're starting these videos of like food prep and things like that. Where do you see that going?
That's with like OTG fitness thing. So I like the idea of us like making like people are always like, especially when I was coaching, constantly asking me for recipes, and I still get people that on my Instagram ask me for recipes. So I think kind of a mixture with OTG fitness and like the stuff that I need to share for my Instagram. What about like a recipe like once a week or two, maybe?
Nice.
People have a really hard time making fun foods that aren't not healthy.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
So like maybe like a mini video of just like a single recipe. I think that'd be cool.
Do you think you'll separate a little bit, do the OTG stuff, but like I know you have opinions and things, and you want to share that with everybody? Would you make your own page, like your own YouTube channel?
As far as some of the things, like I share a lot of like mindset work. I did a lot of mindset videos with Lucas, who needs to edit them.
Come on, Lucas. We're just talking so highly of you.
Pick up the slack, dude.
Actually, this is the one. Haha, Philip, you're not better at everything. So some of the mindset videos, those are the things I'm more passionate about. I'm just like good at cooking. So like we could share that. That's cool. But like the mindset stuff, it's actually supposed to be on OTG's like membership site. But I think as far as just like putting that stuff out there, that was a part of like my whole line of like coaching. If you did online coaching with me, I had like a full system I ran you through like over a long period of time. Then it was continuous work. So I would like to actually put those out on YouTube so people can work through those. I have had people at Philip's gym, because I didn't know originally the first time he put some of those videos up on his membership site. And then I've had some of the people in his gym like come up to me and they're like, hey, I did that thing that you said to do about this. Like I did my first homework and like, it was amazing. Thank you so much. Like, please do more. And I was like,
what?
You like it?
You like me?
Thank you. But I like it without being super cocky or whatever. Like I had the clients that I've had that went through the mindset stuff that I had them do, that was probably the biggest part of their change, because you being healthy physically and making those changes is all mental, which I'm sure y'all know. Yeah. So I'm not doing like online coaching anymore. Me and Philip, like OTG fitness, like he is OTG fitness and then I'm doing my thing. But at the same time, there's little parts of me that are still involved in OTG fitness. So like, as far as that kind of goes, like, if people want recipes, I'll definitely do that. Do some more like meal prep stuff on YouTube. I think people like that. And then, I do think it's important that I share those little mental growth hacks. Because they're super important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The physical and health food part of like what he does is super important. And like he shares really good hacks, but I think there's some good like mental practices that people need to put, like they need to put themselves in certain headspace. And just like you have to work out physically, you have to work out mentally. Yeah. You know what I
think that works out with OTG still though. Mind, body.
Oh, we'll definitely post, like it's going to be my YouTube, his YouTube, kind of post to the same place to both of them. Yeah. I'll have to get y'all's opinion on this though, because like I do realty plus my Big Y show. So like how I'm going to split everything and make it make sense is kind of confusing. That's another thing I get perfectionist on.
Yeah. I don't spend a whole lot of time on it. Just do it all. Mm-hmm. Don't.
Because you can make separate like things and you're on your channel to where you don't, because you want to build it. Channel. Yeah. You want to build it all together because you don't want to build this one up so high, then start another one.
That's where I was confused too. Because I was like, I do want to make videos about like that mindset stuff. They're supposed to be part of his like membership portal, but I was like, why not kind of like put it on YouTube for people to do. And then the food stuff is always fun. That's kind of reliant on Lucas and Philip. If you want more food things, you have to tell them they have to video me. But yeah, so
yeah,
big things coming for Nicole is building a massive building one day.
Love it. It's a big building.
Just a big building.
Yeah.
That's good.
Big stuff. And my podcast, I am really excited for that, honestly.
You better start this stuff. Just start it. Set goal to do like one every 2 weeks or something. Start off small. Just start it though. Check
out my my website. Then I'll give it to you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be like live videos of me with different business owners. So I have 4 businesses lined up for like next week that I'm going to be interviewing. And so once I get through those, my podcast should be coming pretty soon.
That's awesome.
I just got to figure out like the setup and everything. So
what are your
Phillips?
What's the website? What's the social media that people can
I'm
find
sorry. Sorry.
you on? Oh, no, you're good.
Okay, so my regular Instagram is Nicole_F1T. There's only one version of me. If it doesn't have like 20-something thousand followers, then it's not it. There's also Nicole_Lifestyle Realty. And then my current website, and let me make sure I get the dashes and stuff right.
That's important.
I'm so impressed every time they know their social media name.
You always say that.
I don't think I would know it.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna have two different websites. So I have the one that features kind of to promote local businesses and stuff. That's this one, and then I'm gonna have my own personal one, which I'm currently building. So the first one is parkbench.com-downtown-league city. So go check that out.
We'll put it on the video too.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Oh, wow.
That's
All
legit.
these little businesses and stuff. You can get Groupon deals, and you can see the events going on in the actual area. And then I have a business directory on here, so it's pretty cool. And
It's
then
a good name too, Park Bench.
Real estate listings and everything on there. And then look, there's me.
Man.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. So, okay, those are the things I'm working on. That's me.
Well, I hope to have you on again. I think you're probably our longest person that we've talked to.
I'm sorry.
Very close. We're at 1 hour and 45 minutes.
That's good.
Gosh.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, it was easy though, because I looked down. It said 13, but it was 1 hour and 13. I was like, no
What
way,
the
it's
hell?
13 minutes.
Went by quick.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're going to be good on your podcast.
Good talker.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was very fun, Nicole. Nicole Hardcastle, right?
Nicole Hardcastle.
Yeah.
Ew.
Strong last name.
I get that a lot.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
Thank you for having me. By the way, virtual handshake over here.
We're handshaking.
Yeah.
We'll edit it in.
It was a pleasure.
Definitely.
To the one and only
Nicole Fit.
Nicole Fit Hardcastle Realty.
That's a lot of names.
I know.
.org.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.